Alright guys, I'm decided to do a little review here of my Umarex air Javelin. This is a CO2 gun that shoots bolts. They're not regular bolts per se, they are hollow. So it goes down a slotted barrel and basically pushes air against the knock, and that's what launches it. So there is no knock on it, it just slides down the barrel. And there's a shrouded barrel with M-lock on it, so you can put M-lock accessories on it. Now I have highly modified this, so it's not going to be what you get from the factory. So I'm going to go over this gun a little bit. It does have these little compartments here. You can take these out and slide stuff down in there. I did see on a previous video CO2 cartridges, the mini ones fit in here good. You can get an adapter that turns the main CO2 tank to two little ones. 12 ounces, I believe, and you can put 4 of them in there. I guess it's good for backup. This is an adjustable stock. You can push this right here and adjust it in and out just like a AR stock. The charging handle is ambidextrous. You can move it from left to right, either way you want to do it. It does have a safety right here. You can push this in or push it out, and it's on safe. It's got a little red indicator saying it's ready to fire on the other side. Now it's got a Picatinny rail on top. I have put a red dot on it. It's a little Barnett 3-dot scope on it. Great for a drop compensator. I have added a quiver to this. It doesn't come with one. You do get little iron sights with it. That's not the best, but I did a little bit of modification here. I got this quiver that mounts to a rail like this. Works great. It does have M-lock, so you can put a lot. It's got the same on both sides. Now a lot of people get the regular CO2 tanks like this. They're quite expensive though. I think you can get them for about $14 for 2. I invested in this. This is a refillable one. It's got a regular Foster fitting on it, and basically you just refill it whenever it needs air, or CO2 rather. And I purchased this little Tippmann 20-ounce tank. Just have it refilled every now and then. I get about 15 to 20 fills of this with that tank, so certainly pays for itself. It's like $4 to fill this tank, so definitely pays for itself. The total weight of this is, I think, 3.9 pounds, so it's not a heavy gun. It's a very, very light gun. It's almost feels plasticky, I guess, but it's pretty decently built. It offers 300 feet per second. I have chronographed it, and it actually, mine hits about 309, so it does hit advertised. Trying to think of what else would be good on this. It doesn't have a whole lot of energy. It's 34 foot-pounds, so it's not. I wouldn't be taking a deer with it. Maybe small game like rabbit or squirrel, something like that. Definitely not for bigger game. But I mean, it's pretty accurate. I usually take 30-yard shots and it's dead on. I've literally Robin Hooded these arrows a few times, so it's definitely an accurate little thing. I just want to show you the barrel here where the arrow slides on. It goes down this little tube and air pushes out on that end. So pretty straightforward with that. Most of these airboats have something similar to that. You do have a swivel sling right here. You can put a sling on this. It doesn't have 2 of them, so you're going to be putting a single point sling on it, unless you do an M-lock type of a sling setup in the front. But it does have the shroud that goes over top of this. That's a problem with CO2. They're very iffy with temperature. If the temperature drops too low, they're not going to be as efficient. So this shroud helps a little bit to keep the temperature from dropping too low on it. It doesn't help a ton, but it does help some. And it does slide on right there. The trigger on it is not too bad. I mean, it's a pretty light trigger. I haven't really tested it, but it's a pretty light trigger compared to others. There's not much else to say about this, but it's a decent little plinker, or If you want to take small game, I would not take, you know, deer or nothing like that with it, because it's not really capable of doing that. I wouldn't feel ethical doing it. The tips are removable. They are 50 grains, which is very unusual for a bow. If you go to Pyramid Air, they do have 50 grain broadheads, so you can match that up. If you do 100 grain, it probably wouldn't fly right, but I think Airgun Depot or Pyramid, they both have 50 grain broadheads you can use on it. Other than that, I mean, it's a decent little bow, or if you want to call it a bow or air gun or hybrid or whatever you want to call it. But it does work good, and just figure out to show it off. Thanks.